Hearing aids were the best decision I ever made. I want to add my voice to the masses of people giving advice on how we get used to hearing aids. It is a very unique experience for everybody, but it is an experience that you won't regret trying, at least. While I've been getting used to my hearing aids, there have been many aspects of them which I've had to get used to. I will put time codes down in the description for if you're having specific issues that you want to work on. Note, the things I want to talk about are the actual wearing things in your ears, getting used to how loud things are, so the new sounds, and I want to talk about the technical aspects of them, so like things like looking after them, changing batteries, etc, etc. Getting hearing aids was the best decision I ever made, and I appreciate that this isn't everybody's experience. A lot of people get hearing aids and they hate them, or they just prefer how things were without them, and that's not a problem at all. But if you are looking to get used to hearing aids, or you want to try them a bit more, here is some of my advice. Physical sensation of having things in your ears. I have found that the only way to really get on with this is to just stick with it. I've had the odd day or two where I haven't had my hearing aids in, mostly because sometimes they do go quite far into my ears, and that can cause me pain sometimes, so if my ears are hurting I might take them out, especially if I've got nothing to do or nowhere to go. I'll just have a day where I don't wear them. But for the most part I just keep them in. From the moment I wake up and the moment I go to sleep, they're in pretty much all day. If I'm having a day where I'm not wearing my hearing aids because they are poking me right in the inner ear, I will instead just walk around with just music earphones in. The round ones, not the ones that I poke into your ear, so I'm still used to having something like in my ear, it's just not poking me. You can also use this if you want to transition slowly into it. If it's too much having something go straight in your ear, you can just put the round ones in. You'll get used to having something in your outer ear, and then you can, once you're used to that, you can put in your hearing aids. That's if you've got the type that I have. So here's mine. They've got like the little ear domes on the end of it rather than the ear molds. That's pretty something I should have mentioned at the beginning. You can check in my other video what happened in my first hearing aid appointment if you are getting hearing aids in the near future. It's so strange talking with one in. I said this last time, it's something you don't quite get used to. And kind of getting used to putting them in as well, I guess this falls under this. I have always put mine in without looking. I've just figured that if I learnt to look, I would have to unlearn looking in the mirror to do it. So I always just feel around. I put the back on first most of the time, and then just poke it in until it is in. I don't have like an on or off switch. To turn them off I would just disconnect the battery. That's more on the technical side of things, but like the buttons on the back, and because I haven't had my second audiology appointment yet, I don't have any other settings on them, so I don't need the buttons on the back. I just put them in and go. But they are there, and I do familiarise myself sort of with where the buttons are. I guess that's kind of it for the physical sensation. Just practice makes perfect, ease into it, and just work on doing it without looking. Getting used to the noises. It's another case of practice makes perfect, I'm afraid, in my experience. I'm just challenging myself to experience sounds, and that's a part of the reason why I'm not in my usual filming spot, because I've come away on holiday to Cornwall. I came down so I could go to Pride, Cornwall Pride. I'll put a link up there for how that went, and to see family, because I haven't heard them properly in a while. So I hadn't heard them since getting hearing aids, and I don't know exactly when my hearing started to deteriorate, so I don't know how long it had been since I heard them. So I've come down and I've been speaking to as many people as I can and going on experiences that I haven't been in a while. So I've been doing all of the coast path. I've been going to the beaches, I've listened to the waves breaking, I've listened to my feet in the sand. Definitely just expose yourself to as many noises as possible. The one noise I don't think I will ever get used to hearing is dogs. I love dogs. Dogs are great. I'm a cat person, but I also love dogs. And through my hearing aids, have you ever seen Black Mirror? And there's that episode where the parent gets the chip put in her child's brain and she can control what she sees, and there's minor spoilers I suppose, but there's a little scene where there's a big dog barking and it like wipes it from her vision, and it kind of mutes the dog so she hears a noise but it's not quite a dog and she doesn't see the dog. So dogs through hearing aids sound like that all the time, and it's been over a month now and I'm not used to it at all. That's just one of those things. That is my new normal of how dogs sound, so I guess that's where we're at with that. There is also no shame in feeling overwhelmed by sounds. In the first week or so, maybe the week or two after getting my hearing aids, a lot of noise, like when there's a lot of audio stimulation going on around you, that can be very overwhelming. So I did while I was getting used to them, I just took them out to just ground myself and be like, yep, it's fine, and put them back in. I'm going to go and speak to my audiologist in my second appointment, because she said at that appointment we can put more settings and modes on, so I can have a music setting at that point. And I'm going to ask for a setting that is basically off, so that if I am being overwhelmed I don't have to take them out, I can just press the button and it'll be a quieter setting if it's getting too much, because I do have anxiety, and just having lots and lots and lots and lots of noise just in there it can be really overwhelming, and it can also just make me really tired. Go and experience things. And I know I've said that in the previous point of just listen to as many sounds as possible, but also go to many different environments. So I have learned that my hearing aids in their current setting do absolutely squat all in a pub. Or if there's a meeting where lots of people are talking and the background noise is all speech noise, yeah, they don't work. It was fun experiencing that when I'd had a little bit to drink, because the more I drink, the worse my lip reading gets, and then if I can't hear as well, I'm just like, what? So there's that. Go and experience different settings and environments so you know where they're going to work. At the end of September, so this next month coming, I have a video coming out based on a talk I did with the Nottingham Pagan Network. Kind of, that's a hint of what the video's going to be about. But I did a talk there, and this was before my hearing aids were a thing. But if this was happening now, I wouldn't want my experience giving a talk to be the first time I used my hearing aids in a pub. So yeah, just go and experience things like that so you know when your hearing aids are going to work for you, when they're going to work best, when they're going to work just a little bit, what you're going to need in each situation before it's a situation where it's important. Listen to music, get used to different sounds through your hearing aids. Mine are always set up for speech, so it's not really doing all that much when I listen to music, but it's interesting. I like listening to sound, so I did say in my previous video, which I've already put a card to, I'll put a link down in the description as well, what happened in my first hearing aid appointment. When I got back, I made some cereal and I stirred the cereal for about 10 minutes. I just make noise. Like, I just go around my house like tapping on stuff, and this makes a noise, and the sheets are making a noise, and pillows make a noise. I just make lots of noise. So I'm learning what noises sound like through this, and I'm learning what things make noise that I didn't think that they made noise. If that makes sense. Yes, Max. Oh god, I've been making noise a lot more than I thought I was. And I didn't realise that I stomp my feet when I walk. In my humble opinion, I was quite light-footed. No, I'm not. They're quite loud. And different shoes. I've always liked the noise shoes make. And now they make crispier noises. I'm also having to learn how to describe sounds better, because before, with my hearing loss, I was describing them in a more muted way. I wasn't being as accurate as I could have been. I was doing the sounds a disservice because I just didn't know what they sounded like. So now they're a bit more crisper, they're cleaner sounds. I can describe them better. So I'm learning that, and that's helping me get used to sounds because I can describe what I'm hearing and other people can help me pinpoint the actual thing that I'm hearing. Another thing I've had to get used to with hearing aids is the fact that my hair makes a noise. If you can tell, I've opted to shave some of my head. The hearing aids were talking to each other, and when they were both hearing the hair rustling, they were amplifying that as a noise that I should be hearing, because for some reason it registers as speech. It was awful. So that is a thing I've had to get used to. So the rule of thumb in my house now is if you can't see my ears, I probably don't have my hearing aid in, because the noise is just unbearable. Getting used to the technical side of things. So there are a lot of things that they don't necessarily tell you in the audiology appointment. So they tell you not to get them wet. They don't tell you that, like, how to deal with that, so I now always have to carry an umbrella with me all the time, or a little box. So if I'm going out my bike, I have a box with me, so if it starts raining I'll just put the hearing aids in a box and they will stay dry. But I also have to carry a hat around just in case, or a hood. This has a hood on it, so that's going to be my protection for today. And just getting used to always having a backup plan for if it rains. I've never been one of those people that cringes at a drop of rain. So I've got the cold urticaria. I will put a link up there as well for a cold urticaria video if you're new here and don't know what that is. That will cause me problems, but never enough for me to be like, oh no, rain, I must hide. I've just kind of got on with it, and especially now wearing masks, that's made my life a lot easier because the rain cools the air down and then I breathe it in and it's bad. I've never shied away from rain, it's never really bothered me that much. But now I have to be very wary of the rain. Luckily I always used to check the weather anyway because, as I said, cold urticaria. But now I have to be extra prepared with taking hearing aids out or having an umbrella, which also makes noise. Also having to bring batteries with me everywhere I go. I'm used to having certain things with me to be prepared for with chronic illnesses. So I take medication pretty much everywhere I go, I've got a VOG mask everywhere I go, I've got my inhaler everywhere I go, all of that sort of thing. So just adding the batteries into my little kit that I bring with me hasn't been so much of an issue, but I imagine that if you don't always bring the same things with you everywhere you go, it can be a challenge. And remembering to change the battery packs over if you've run out of clean batteries, go with it. And just making sure that you've got that spare and got enough spares, and anticipating what happens if I run out of batteries. So there is that to get used to. Come down to Cornwall for a while, I had to anticipate how many batteries I'll need, make sure I actually brought them with me, as well as the spare tubes and the cleaning wire. So all the extra bits of kit that you need for maintaining your hearing aids and keeping them working. That is a technical thing to get used to. Then also getting used to the actual cleaning of them, which is quite simple actually. I'll make another video on that. But making sure you have all the kit to clean them with and getting used to cleaning them at the end of the day. I think there's nothing worse than putting a sticky hearing aid in. So I clean them at the end of every day, and then once a week I go through with the cleaning wire. Getting used to that has been not so bad for me, because on a Sunday night I do my pillbox, and I've just incorporated cleaning my hearing aids properly with refilling my pillbox. So that's not so bad, and then just giving them a little once over with a baby wipe at the end of the day when I'm finished using them. That's kind of it really. That's how I've been getting used to my hearing aids. Please let me know if you have any tips for other people, or even for me, down in the comments below, because my experience is not a universal one, and I would love to hear how everybody else has got used to their hearing aids and what has made it different for you. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be talking more about hearing aids and hearing loss in the upcoming months. Ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time, with at least one bonus video going up every single month. See ya!